There are tons of ways of making money online, but have you ever wondered to yourself, which way is the best? In this video, I'm going to answer that question. Hey, it's Mark from Cloud CEO, and if you're like me, you spend a lot of time trying to figure out what the best way is of making money online. You look for tips, you look for tricks, secrets that are published, you look for what's working now, what's not working now, and you spend so much time looking for the shortest path to making money between putting in the work and actually getting paid that you end up not taking a lot of action in the first place. That's a trap that I tend to follow in quite frequently because I'm always wondering, what is it that's going to work for me? What is it that's going to produce enough income for me to live off of? What's going to make enough income for me to be able to quit my job, for example, to be able to buy that sports car? Whatever goal it is that you have, we tend to spend a lot of time just thinking about and trying to figure things out versus actually doing. So there really isn't one best way of making money online because, quite frankly, most of them work. And this is something that took me a long time to figure out. I was trying to search for and figure out, okay, people say this makes money, but people also say this makes money. And I went from that mindset of trying to figure out which things work to which things work the best. And both of those things are kind of a trap because the more time you spend on trying to figure things out, the more time you're robbing from yourself and actually being able to get paid and actually be able to make money yourself. So in order to get out of that trap, the thing you have to do is you have to realize that, one, the best thing you can possibly do is to take action. Now, a lot of times people don't want to take action. I know I'm included in this group because we don't want to make a mistake. But in reality, we're always going to make mistakes. And actually making mistakes are some of the best ways of learning how to do something the right way. Because when we make a mistake, we shouldn't look at it as failing, but we need to look at it as learning a lesson. And as long as we keep learning lessons, we're going to get better and better at doing the thing that we actually want to do, which is ultimately making money and making a business that lives online. The more time we spend thinking about things and not taking action, the more time gets taken away from us. And something that I've learned over the years by studying a lot of really, really rich and really successful people is that they value one thing more than anything else. And I used to think that it was money that people who were rich valued more than anything else, but it turns out that's not the case. What they value more than anything is time. And the reason they value time more than anything is because they realize that they can make money. Money is always going to come back to them. And if you think about it, even if you're working a job, when you make money, money's always going to come back to you, right? As long as you're working that job, you're always going to get money coming back to you. It's always going to replenish itself. But there's one thing that will never come back, and that's time. Time is the one resource that we only have a limited amount of. And we don't even know how much time we have, to be honest. Successful people tend to leverage their time more than anything else. And that could mean hiring employees, spending money to hire and buy time from other people to spend on working on something that needs to get done. And it could also mean just taking action and getting out there versus thinking about it. So I want to use this as an encouragement to you. If you haven't taken action up to this point, that you should just get started. Don't be worried about failing. Don't be worried about whether or not something's going to work out or not. Honestly, whatever you start out doing probably won't work the way you want it to in the beginning. And that's okay. That happens with everyone. Think about when a baby is born and they don't know how to move at all. The next step is to be able to crawl and then to walk. And then they're running around the house. And then we don't want them to run around the house and we wish that they were still a baby because they were easier to keep track of. But my point to this is a process. And if there's a baby that tries to stand up, is the baby going to fall over? Is the baby going to fall down in the beginning? Yeah, absolutely. That's failing. The thing that we think of, though, when it comes to failure is, oh, this didn't work. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to give up. If a baby had that thought, they would never walk. We would see adults crawling around, not using their legs because they thought, oh, I failed. I tried to stand up once and it didn't work, so I'm not going to try it again. Life doesn't work that way. We have to be willing to try. We have to be willing to fail. And we have to learn from our mistakes. And that's the only way we're going to be able to get to the point that we want in life and be able to achieve what we want in life is just by getting out there and taking action. So my suggestion to you is there's probably something in the back of your mind that you really want to try or you really hope that works or something that just seems like it's the best fit for you or it could be the best fit for you. I encourage you to take action on that. Try it. see if it works out the way that you want it to. See if you enjoy doing it. One of the biggest keys to making this stuff work and being able to make money online is that you have to be able to enjoy the process. If it's something that you hate doing, you're not going to want to stick with it and you're not going to want to continue. So think about something that seems interesting to you, and then just go out and try it and see what happens. Also, when you try things, don't try and work too far ahead. That's another trap we tend to get caught in. Specifically myself, I tend to get caught in that trap of, okay, well, I know I need to do this now, but what's something that I have to do 10 steps from now? What's a problem I'm going to run into? And what that's doing is that's also sabotaging the process and the progress that we can make in the beginning, because as we take one step at a time through the process, once we come to that next piece that we're not sure about, we're not sure what to handle, we're not sure what to do, we learn about that piece, we take action, we figure that out, and then we can move on. If we try and start at the end and then work backwards, we're not going to make any progress, because we're going to get discouraged. We're going to think, oh, there's so much to do, where in reality, if we had just started in the first place, we would get through it, right? So if your goal, for example, is to run in the Boston Marathon, you have to start with the end in mind, but you also have to start at the beginning. You can't start figuring out, what nutrition do I need for the day of the race? How do I need to prepare the day before? You don't need to start at that point. That point will come in time. You need to start understanding, okay, well, if you've never run before, okay, well, how do I start running? How do I start getting in the habit of doing this? How do I go a little bit farther? How do I just keep progressing towards that goal of one day I'm going to run in the Boston Marathon? As long as you start where you're supposed to start and not focus on what the end things are, you'll continue to make progress and you'll continue to reach your goal as long as you don't give up. I hope this video was encouraging to you, and if you're interested in these topics, I have some additional information in the description below that you can go check out. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to Cloud CEO, I encourage you to do that. On this channel, I cover different topics like digital marketing and business growth, so if you're interested in those things, be sure to subscribe. All right, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.